Gentlemen, this is for the WBO International Featherweight title. I want to show you here the line for low blows. Here and above is good, illegal. Here and above is good, illegal. Okay? You received your instructions, obey my commands at all times, and protect yourself at all times. Good luck.
So the common opponent between these two is Emmanuel Navarrete. Both have challenged for world titles against Navarrete. So much talk about the effort that Gonzalez put forth in his fight this past October. Dre, I think Gonzalez came out of it getting a lot of cred. And we talked to him about that yesterday. He says, listen, I went back, I watched it the next day, I watched it 3 days later, I thought I won the fight. I think he's a confident fighter, comes out of a loss like that.
Shakur Stevenson went to war with Navarrete. You got to see if there's any ill effects in this fight with Santisima tonight.
You have the skills, he has the ability, and he also has the mindset.
Goes with a right hand to the body against Santisima. That was an 11th round knockout by Navarrete. Trying to wrap that right hand around the guard of Gonzalez. Gonzalez doubles up the left hand, jab, and then the uppercut.
Wants to fight. It may not be advantageous for you, the ring, and do what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
And triples it up, does the Filipino fighter. Over the top, overhand right, and then digs a left hand to the body.
The top of his head, and he catches shots, but you never know what a judge is looking at, and sometimes those shots are getting through to the body and to the head, and they can cause some damage.
10 seconds.
In that fight with Navarrete, that's what he did. He didn't punch often enough off that defense.
Time!
So he needs to get after his opponent, not just block the punches.
Navarrete is the wrong guy. He'll punch himself into an opening.
Man, I was expecting this fight to be heat up early because Santisima.
Total punches in that first round. Santisima was 10 of 50. Gonzalez was 10 of 29.
Nice shot right there.
Both men doing work on the inside. Santisima fires off that left hook to the body. 4-punch combination. He finishes with the body shot again. There was an uppercut on the exchange.
Gonzalez has finally found the key. The key is pressure. Santisima, he likes to dictate and come forward. Yes, he was sitting back, laying back, trying to be a counterpuncher. Now Gonzalez now picking up the pace and the tempo.
Good jab right there. Good prodding jab from Santisima. Oftentimes you think that the jab has to be hard and has to be a power jab. Just a rangefinder. He's moving Gonzalez.
I understand what you're saying, but also he's throwing that jab out at the wrong distance, at mid-range, where it can be countered. At this point, Gonzalez didn't make him pay for that.
Gonzalez, Santisima, end of 2 here in Fresno as we work our way main event. Round number 3 here between Gonzalez and Santisima. Santisima has thrown 130 punches in the first 2 rounds, landing 26. Gonzalez a little more efficient with less work rate, 25 of 74.
Gonzalez got good solid defense, but he put his hands in, so to speak, in his pocket. He doesn't throw often. He doesn't counter.
The other issue for Gonzalez is he's not disciplined with his lead hand or his jab.
Nice short shot right there. Nice
came off the jab that time on the inside.
That came off the jab.
Yep.
Makes life a lot easier. Especially when you face quality fighters. They see the big shot coming, and you may or may not land it. Oftentimes you won't. Good body shot right there from Gonzalez underneath.
Watch your heads, Eric.
Oh, Santisima digs with a double left hand, body and head. Some of the body work by both men has been effective early on in this fight. Good exchange on the inside. Nice action here in the middle of round number 3.
Go, let him go. Punch out. Let's go, guys. Come on, work.
It's a good tie-up right there from Santisima. I know the ref wants Santisima to break, but it's not time to break. I don't have the advantage. I need to break up what Gonzalez is doing, get him to the rope so I can do what I'm doing right now.
Watch out, though. Don't swing that way.
Just enough head movement from Gonzalez to get away from that overhand right. Now turns the tables and drives one of his own and get back to the inside against Santisima. Right hand scores well.
Very evident and clear to see.
Okay, stop. Step back. 10 seconds. Time.
Turned pro at 17 years old. Now 21 wins into his career.
Step back. Don't pull his head down. Let's go.
You know, Joet Gonzalez has 26. This is his 26th fight. How not to give up certain rounds and when he's down or when he needs to pick up the pace. And all those nuances come with being elite. And he's got to continue to prove that he's the guy that can not just be in big fights, but he can win them.
Started his career 23-0, and then the level of competition when he stepped up and losing 2 of his last 3, obviously ultra elite. When you talk about being outclassed, outboxed by Shakur Stevenson, fighting for a world title, and then taking on Emmanuel Navarrete, who's a human chainsaw of a fighter.
I mean, if I'm the father of Gonzalez, I'm constantly telling my son in this fight and when we're in the gym, son, I don't just need you to be a warrior, I need you to be a winner. We got to learn how to win the fights that we need to win.
Right now, what he needs to be telling his son, Gonzalez, he needs to get off them ropes. There's nowhere to go. You can't go back. You got to go left or right.
It became a huge advantage for Santisima.
Yeah, I think both guys, Drake, can do more.
Somebody has to make up their mind that they want to take over.
The power, they feel the power. And they feel that if they expose themselves by throwing too much heat, they can leave an opening.
Santisima tried right there with that left hook.
Yeah, but he's against the ropes, and that's the bad thing. You don't want to be against the ropes. You want to have the fight in the center of the ring so all the judges can see the action.
End of 4. Will have, and now the heavyweight, the American, who's from this area, will be making his pro debut next. Has a 68-53 connect advantage to this point. The total jabs, that has been one of the storylines we've been following in terms of the use of the left hand for Gonzalez to make life.
Said in the last round that one of these fighters have to make up their mind that they want to pull away. For Gonzalez, the way he does that is they keep it clean so the judges can see the punches that you're scoring. And if you're Santisima,
you cannot allow Santisima to think if you stay busy, you will win this fight.
Keep him up there.
He's absolutely right. I knew that from the first round on. You got to push.
The point you both have made in terms of the way he blocks punches, he's only landed 19% because of Gonzalez's defense. May not be the best thing in terms of what the judges see, though, because as you guys have said, listen, you're still touching him, you're touching gloves, but they're not landing, you're not being effective.
That's hard to believe that Santisima has thrown more punches than Gonzalez. That many. To me, it's looking like Gonzalez is outworking Santisima in most of these rounds, if not all of them.
And he's clearly being more effective. There's no doubt about that. He's landing 44% of his power punches.
Going in, he was taking the initiative. He was coming at Gonzalez. And then all of a sudden, a switch went off, and now you see Gonzalez mobbing forward. Being aggressive. Like he should if he wants to win this fight.
got to work. You got to work. Let's see if he does up the volume. Good work from the start. Middle of the ring. Good exchange. Left hook got the best of it to finish it out.
Michael Domingo's instructions for Jeo Santisima was to switch it up. Don't start with a jab. I want you to throw that lead straight right.
We'll look for that. Thank you, Bernardo.
Well, what he sees is that don't lead with the jab, because he sees that Gonzalez is trying to land the right hand over the top when he's throwing the jab.
This is just a bad habit that Gonzalez has developed over the years, which is punch and allow the opponent to come and punch back and just block. Is used to fighting instead of getting his and not allowing his opponent to get theirs. That's how you win rounds and you win fights.
You know, fellas, I see this as a battle of distance. When Joet has him on the end of those long, straight punches, he does fine. And when they're locked in together, Santisima bangs him around to the body.
Gonzalez has success on the inside and the outside, I believe, but it's just don't allow Santisima to come right back and throw 5 or 6 punches.
Nice exchange here in the midst of round 6.
What Gonzalez is trying to do right now, he's trying to take the heart of Santisima. He's saying, now I can take your best. Now can you take my best?
Digging with that left hand to the body and then up top from Santisima.
Gonzalez answers right away.
Yes, he does. Goes towards that belt line himself. Looks for the uppercut. Goes back to it with the right hand. Tries to wrap around that elbow.
And Gonzalez, to his credit, he is blocking a lot of shots. I don't want to act like that's not happening, but what I'm saying is you never know what the judges are scoring.
Yeah, significant amount of shots, but the work rate of Santisima, what he's throwing is 100 punches more, but he's only landing 21% of those total punches. To your point, many are being blocked. Good stuff. Entertaining 6th round between these two.
Yes, it is.
Scheduled for 10 on a night when we will see the heavyweight debut of Richard Torres and then the much anticipated Ramirez Oscar Valdez, the WBC champ. They will meet up to unify at 130 pounds. Of course, Canelo will be fighting in May.
The thing you got to respect about Joet Gonzalez is he's always engaged. You always get the sense that he's looking for a way to try to win. He's always pressing the issue, and he's trying to win. He's not just laying back. Even when he has those moments right there, you could tell he's looking to try to get his own shot, just like he did right there. So he's a guy that fights with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, anybody that allows Santisima, he had Gonzalez against those ropes, working him to the head and the body with those combinations.
Gonzalez should also try punching inside the punches of Santisima. That is an art to that type of style if you're going to have it. You don't have to wait until the opponent is done punching. Have your eyes open, look locked in on the target, wait till they open up, and then counter.
Let's work.
See Robert Garcia and Jose Ramirez, their final preparations for this main event. As Ramirez getting his hands wrapped. It was interesting the conversation we had with Robert Garcia, with many involved in this fight, of their opinion as to whether or not Ramirez should have taken this kind of a challenge in his comeback fight. Look at this rally now from Gonzalez. Landing headshots against Santisima.
Ooh, that body shot hurt him. It felled him over. Look at him. He's tying up.
Not sure if Gonzalez saw that, though. But it's never a bad idea to keep going downstairs, especially late in a fight.
I think Mark had a really good point earlier this round, or last round, when he said that the distance is out at distance, then stand inside that pocket where you have the shorter arm fighter in Santisima that has the ability to come back with his offense.
Good stuff. There's some separation, and a right hand reins in from Joet Gonzalez.
I'm not mad at the inside work of Gonzalez. I like the punch selection. I just don't get work right
Look
there.
at that. Look at that. Woo! From the distance, baby. Mart had it right. But the inside work is good too, Greg.
Well, there were some uppercuts and body shots on the inside that were quite effective. That was a heck of a round between these two. No doubt about it, as you know, with your trilogy with Manny Pacquiao. Here we have a right-handed Filipino fighter in Jeo Santisima.
This round started like the last round.
Look at Santisima. But to your point, Timmy, without the head movement or without using your feet defensively, and just covering up like that, you're potentially giving the judges a reason to go the other way.
And then you're allowing your opponent to zap your energy too. Hit you on the shoulders, the chest, the body.
Still making contact.
I mean, yeah, man, you don't want that. It's gonna wear you down.
Step back, step back, step back. Let's go.
Jose Gonzalez, the trainer of Joet, the father of Joet, got his son in some heck of a shape because this young man throws a lot of punches. He's always marching forward, and even when he's blocking punches, he's looking to get right back in the action, and he's barely breathing in between rounds.
Of Richard Torres Jr., the American silver medalist. And then it is time for Ramirez and Pedraza right here on ESPN+.
Nice
Driving
shot.
a right hand down.
Out at distance.
Doc, get ready to come in.
Good selection right there. Good body shot off the miss of Santisima.
Santisima's technique is fading by the wayside right now. As you can see,
fatigue, my friend.
Gonzalez has better technique, especially when it's heating up.
A lot of headshots raining in. Santisima tries to fire back.
He fought this type of fight with Navarrete all the way through. 12 rounds with him. Ooh, that's
Good answer from Gonzalez.
Oh my goodness. Some beautiful work on the inside.
Send a strong message with that answer.
Double uppercuts coming right back.
10 seconds, stop.
By the referee, he thinks Santisima's taken a lot of damage. He's going to take a look and be careful here as we start round number 9.
Gonzalez needs to jump on Santisima.
Let him gas out a bit and then attack him like he did.
Bernardo, what are they saying in that Santisima corner?
The referee is very concerned about Santisima. Gonzalez has to continue to give the referee concern for Santisima.
Santisima working on the inside, trying to dig right to that belt line, then comes up top with the right hand and the left hand after 2 rights to the body. Gonzalez calm and controlled at range, placing a right hand. Now goes with the left uppercut, back to it.
Yes, he's a smart fighter. He really is.
Turned over the hook as well. Dive does Gonzalez.
He's dished it out, but he's also taken some.
He says it's because of his high cheekbones. That's the reason why he swells.
Of course, he had a
hit
catch
the
when he,
cheekbones.
yes, when he fought
You gotta hit him for him
Navarrete.
as well.
My goodness. See, that's just smart. You know, Gonzalez was inside the pocket, landed some nice short shots. Santisima got out at distance, dropped his hands, and Gonzalez threw straight shots right down.
That's it. That right hand ends it. He tracked him,
That is terrible.
lands the right hand, and the referee stops the fight. Edward Collantes gave the warning, and that one single big headshot finishes it off, and you can see the look of disbelief from Santisima. He's incredulous to the fact